Ready, guys? Good evening, good evening, everybody. It's your girl, Aniya. I already have my friends and followers from West Palm Beach, Florida. Big up to West Palm Beach. Let me know where you're all watching from. Tonight is a very interesting evening, and I'm not going to say it's going to be a fun topic because nobody wants to really dig deep into some of the issues that we see a lot of our community members are going through. However, we are going to make the best of it because that's what we do on the Aniya Show. We want to share the topics of others and also like really dig deep into what's going on in our communities. So with that, our intro song that we've had the opportunity of coming on live as 4 months. So somebody explains, I can't be newborn anymore. So what is a 4 month old? Like a mid? I am such a silly person. So if you have a newborn, that's like zero toddler, right? Before they start walking and talking, there's a time frame where these kids are and really smart and stuff. Please tell me what is that age range where the child, and I'm a nerd. So for you that have children out there, let me know. And at this time, we're going to play another beautiful song by Mika Ben. And IA does not own the rights to this music that I'm about to share with all of you. So just know that now. I'm going to post that up. Ooh, 4 to 6 months is just a baby, not new more, just a baby. Thank you, Kia sis, because I didn't know. I'm a new mom. I'm a 40-year-old mom, and I didn't even know exactly what that time frame was, so or is, because he is literally now 4 months, and I didn't understand the dynamic because I'm so like that. So welcome again to everybody that's joining us on the Aniya Show. If you don't know, we're live on Facebook as well. We have a great, great interview coming up. But in the meantime, I'm going to play an amazing song by my friend, Mika Ben, who's no longer with us in the physical realm. But Mika Ben will never leave us in the spiritual realm. And I'm going to play one of his Haitian songs because this is the I'm sorry, but y'all try to get translations in this song. Mika Ben is saying in the song. It's options out there. You just cover your eyes, don't watch. Featuring Kenny IT, and the song is entitled Fais la Pluie. So here we go. We're live on the Aniya Show, and you're now. We're on Facebook, Aniya period. Join us now.
Yeah, so si nous faisons travail nous bien, comme nous ok? Skinny again. Whoa, I know
Actually, push. Oh, there's a little skipping, buffering going on. Such a good song. Get it, Blue. Where you guys watching from? Baby. Hey everybody, what's up? Super low. All right. I don't even want to go through the rest of this because it's a little scandalous and a little salacious. What up, big bro? What's going on to you and to everybody watching? So that was Fela P. And in just a few minutes, we're going to be joined by our very special guest. Tell a friend that you're watching live now on the Aniya show. And before our special guest comes on, again, the topic is Kanye West this evening. When my sis proposed that we talk about Kanye, at first I was a little apprehensive because I'm like, everybody's talking about Kanye, what have you, right? However, what can we add to the table? So we're going to hear from her in a few minutes in regards to what she wants to share about Kanye West and how she feels about the present times we're in when it pertains to a brother who is suffering from a multiple of issues. However, we're not certain that Kanye is doing this on purpose or not. So that's why I agreed to do this show, because we have to really discuss this, because Kanye is a genius. As we know, I've met Kanye. I'll talk about that during the show. But right now, before we get started and before my sis joins us in just a few minutes, let me share this. I've had a roller coaster ride of a week. If you guys follow my platforms and things of that nature, you'll see that I post about my days and the different situations that I go through in regards to, some of the issues that I go through. And I have to share that I was supposed to come on live quite a few times this past week, but your girl was just tired. I was just exhausted. And the reason being is because I've been dealing with a number of issues myself. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It's just bothering me, this little bang thing. I apologize, guys. I'm trying to be cute for the viewers, but sometimes the hair wants to do what the hair wants to do. Okay, so let's see. Did that go well there? Okay. Hold on, guys. That's why I need a makeup person on staff. I need a hair person on staff. God, I can't wait for God to manifest my makeup, my hair being did right on set, or like in the green room and all of that jazz. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this past week, I posted a few times real quick about the situations that I was going through. And the first one that I'm going to share real quick, right? And I want you guys to comment. Let me know what you think about this, because I've had one hell of a week. So the first thing is I ended up in the hospital real quick. I have severe allergies to shellfish. And it's not like, oh, if I smell the shellfish or something, I'll die. No, I have to ingest the shellfish. And I went to a restaurant this past week, and you guys should tag these people and tell them shame on them. I'm going to see what kind of course of action I can take. But I ordered a mini taco thing. There were two little mini taco things that I ordered. One was chicken, one was steak, and they brought me a shrimp taco. I don't eat shrimps. I don't eat shellfish. I'm definitely allergic. Anybody that knows me for the past like 10, 20 years or so, I haven't eaten shrimp. I haven't eaten crab. I haven't eaten lobster. Do I miss it? Hell yeah. Do I take a chance to eat it? No, I don't. Because clearly I'm like literally very allergic, and I never wanted to take a chance. And this restaurant legitimately, I don't know, like they just screwed up my order. So I took a couple of bites, and wouldn't you know, within a few minutes, I feel this allergic reaction. And also I taste that I'm not eating chicken. I love chicken. I'm a Black woman. I'm a Haitian Black woman. If you know anything about us Haitians, we love some damn chicken. So I know what chicken tastes like. But within the first couple of bites or so, I wasn't so sure. So I had just a couple bites, and then I realized it said shrimps. I haven't eaten shrimps in like 2 decades. I gotta talk to the manager. The manager comes over, and one of the first things that Francisco says, and this is at Harlem Cantina on Lenox, in between like 128th and like 127th, if I'm not mistaken. But if you live in Harlem, or if you live in the city, you'll know exactly where this location is. It's actually next door to, I want to say, it's like across the street from Sylvia's or whatever. But either way, I just wanted a happy, not a, excuse me, a happy hour type of situation so that I could go and take care of business, because I had a lot to take care of. How about Francisco tells me that he knows what allergies look like, and he's deadly allergic to something, and I don't look like I'm having an allergic reaction? Really? That's what we're doing, Francisco. I was like, I'm gonna need you to call 911 and a paramedic because clearly I've been down these roads before with medical issues, and I know that my body may not look like it now, but it will. And if I die, we're gonna have some problems. So I'm coming back for your ass, Francisco. But I didn't say it like that. Either way, 911 was called and I was rushed to Harlem Hospital and they did very well with me. Shouts out to the paramedics that were on board on the EMT. They were my EMT. They were like on board in the ambulance or whatever, and they were very nice. But let me tell you guys something. Everybody was nice. Mind you, I was with King. Should have seen me and King being transported to the hospital. Hilarious. It should be a scene out of a movie. Anyway, he did very well, even though he made a big poopy. I had to clean his poopy diaper while trying to get seen by the doctors, while like getting medications for an allergic reaction to shrimps. But my baby did so good for the first time riding in an ambulance. So he did really good. So everything goes well. I get medication. Hubby is on his way. Hubby's waiting in the lobby. King is behaving. I'm like, okay, after I do what I have to do, I have to still take care of this paperwork because I had a deadline or whatever. And wouldn't you know, damn it, Becky came into the room because now in Harlem Hospital, and I'm presuming in other hospitals, they are allowing 2 patients in the rooms now. This stopped during the pandemic, but it looks like it restarted recently. So hear me now. I'm sitting there and Becky comes in. I really don't know her name. I didn't ask for her name at the moment. She was so rude and disrespectful, but I'm gonna do a report because she tried to push King's stroller. She was so rude to me. The woman that was there getting seen by Becky was also in agreement that this bitch was acting crazy and she wanted me to rush out of the emergency room where I was. I am the patient. I needed to be seen. And yes, I had my discharge papers, but I have a newborn baby or a baby, like Kia says, because he's technically 4 months, so he's not a newborn anymore. But either way, there was no bedside manner, no hospitality, no like sincere apology, nothing. So what's the worst part of the scenario is the fact that Becky was protected by a bunch of Black women. Because when I tried to get Becky's name so I could put a complaint in, guess what? Nobody would give me her name. And they were all Black women. So that's another reason why we're doing tonight's show to discuss Kanye West, because isn't it funny that Black people are always here to protect the Beckys and the Karens? We have not learned our lessons. I have white friends, and my white friends, you could stand up and talk for me. I love white people, Black people. I love everybody. A lot of my relatives seem to think I'm racist, but they just think whatever they want. I'm just not for the injustice, and I'm just not here for racism. So tonight we're going to have a very open conversation with Samantha BYAM, and we're going to talk about Kanye West. And during this time, I will also add pictures, well, one picture of myself and Kanye that I have from a few years ago, and I'll tell the backstory on that. And I will also play a video clip of the day we were there with Kanye, myself and Tallboy, aka Mr. Corey Sanders. He has been controversial from day one. I'm referring to Kanye West. He's been controversial. He's been leading the way in a lot of business entrepreneurship partnerships. But right now, we're going to welcome in Samantha BYAM as we discuss Kanye West and so much more. So here we go. Grab a drink, guys. And this is soda. I have to stay awake. So this is Diet Pepsi. Let's see if my sister is here. My little big sis, because she's taller than me, but she's younger than me. You guys know how that goes. I'm like 5 feet tall, so it's like a thing. Sis, are you there? Hi. Can you hear me? All right, we're waiting for Samantha to connect to her sound, and it should come up momentarily. I hope she can hear me. And for anybody watching out there, let me know if you can hear me.
Hi, Naya.
Hi, Samantha. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I was having trouble with this.
Oh, it's okay, because I hear you now. We have people watching us on Instagram and on Facebook now, so I'm so happy about that. Please let your friends know that you are live with the Aniya A Show. If anybody wants to comment in, they can. Before we get started, Sam, it's so good to see you, first of all.
Good to see you too.
Yes, 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 honey. Sam, please tell the people a little bit about your background. As you can see on the flyer, it says storyteller, which I love. Welcome everybody that's tuning in. It says writer, director, producer. I didn't want to go into too much detail because I wanted to give you the chance to really share a tidbit more about who you are.
Yeah, at the core of who Samantha is, I'm just a storyteller. It's a gift that I have always had ever since I was a young girl. So I love to tell stories, and because of that, I started my own entertainment company called BYAM Entertainment, and under that, I produce a lot of theater. I'm also doing short films as well as short stories on YouTube. So at the core of who I am is a storyteller, writer, director, producer.
I love it. And I know I've watched, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I've watched some of your work and not even realized it was your work, but I realized that the name sounded familiar and it was like a thing. And I was really impressed by what I saw on YouTube. Do you want to share real quick what that work was? And if people want to go watch it after we finish our interview here, you guys can go support. Don't be clicking on YouTube at the same time while we're talking. Go ahead, sis.
It was the Black Lives Matter, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So like back in, when it was I think Trayvon Martin, and it was really big. I like to tell stories that have a really powerful message. So I wanted to write about the Black Lives Matter movement, and I put it on YouTube, and it's gained a lot of traction. And a couple of other plays I put on there as well, but Black Lives Matter.
I love it. And it was a beautiful play, and it really touched close to home, especially during the times that we're in and dealing what we're dealing with. So I just wanted to share that. So let them know where they can find that. And also during this, we're going to share more about your work, but actually we can go ahead and give them your work or your place where people can find you, like your YouTube or your Instagram and all of that, so people can actually start following you from now.
Yeah, so my business is BYAM House Entertainment, BYAMHOUSEENT Entertainment, on Instagram and on YouTube, Instagram and YouTube, and Twitter, BYAM House ENT. Yeah.
I love it. Well, we already got some of our friends. My sis just texted in and said that she is watching, and I want everybody to stop and share with everybody. I haven't been on live in a couple of, I want to say a couple of weeks. No, it's been a couple of days, but either way, I hope we get the traction that we're accustomed to. We have people coming in on Instagram now. Thank you for tuning in. We have a very solid discussion tonight, and I'm so excited that we're talking about this situation. And when we talked about it in the office, so real quick, everybody, I know Sam through working together in a very beautiful space that we're in. And it's like insane because we do the kind of similar work in production and in media, et cetera. And when we had this discussion in regards to Kanye West, I was like, sis, you just need to come on and talk about it, because I don't even want to know how you feel exactly now. I want you to talk about it raw, like authentically on the Aniya A Show. And the reason being is because I've met Kanye West, face to face, and spoke with Kanye West. And I'll tell that story later, but it's so funny. I want to share this before we get into it. One person that I knew and I was friends with for a while thought that I like photocopied or photopropped myself with Kanye West. And I was like, why the hell would I do that? If you go through my page, you'll see all the celebrities that I'm around. But I guess she thought that Kanye West was so big and bigger than life that there was no way Aniya A could meet him. So I wanted to preface that and start with that whole scenario, because yes, Kanye West is bigger than life. However, he's still human. And from that standpoint, let's talk about it. Let's be open. Let's talk about it, sis. Because you came to me like, we need to talk about this, sis, like how you feel. And I was like, how you feel? So let's talk about it. How do you feel in watching Kanye West doing the things he's doing now, but coming from such an interesting and powerful background. Like, what do you feel right now about everything going on? Business wise, music wise, etc.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you think back to like Kanye in like the early 2000s and stuff, he's never changed. Like he's remained the same person, the person who's always told the truth and the person who kind of is the leader. So, you know, from the very beginning, he's like, Beyonce had the best video of all time, or George Bush doesn't like Black people. And he says it with a, like you said, he's so stoic in his face. Like he says it and he's not joking. Like he's super serious about it.
Like, super serious.
Super serious. Like everything he says, I'm telling you the truth. And it's no different than who he is today. Kanye is Kanye. And I feel like the things that he has been saying in regards to, unfortunately, the White Lives Matter t-shirt, you know, the podcast that he was recently on with Drink Champs, everything that he's saying stems from his truth and what he has gone through. And the reasons, you could tell he's probably coming from a place of maybe a lot of experience, a lot of hurt, but he's sharing his truth. And I think, yeah.
And I want to stop you right there. Don't forget that part about sharing his truth. You hit something very, very interesting. I didn't even want to go down that rabbit hole, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. When you say the White Lives Matter t-shirt that him and Candace Owens, ooh, this is gonna get deep. I already feel it because I almost forgot about that. Like literally, I tried to put certain things out of my mind because I understand where you're coming from, right? And you probably watch Kanye more than I do. I just end up in spaces with these celebrities, and a lot of times I really don't listen to them because I'm so busy. And I didn't grow up with Kanye. It was, for me, it was Biggie, it was Tupac, it was Run DMC, it was those guys. Even when my Haitian parents were like, they're all, you know, like ruled by the devil. They're gonna kill you if you ever join the entertainment industry. You can't listen to them. But I was sneak and listen, okay? But I want to know from you, what do you think about that White Lives Matter situation? Because that right there, I know he speaks truth, but sis, what you thought about that?
That's a whole controversial topic within itself. But when I first saw that he wore the White Lives Matter t-shirt at the fashion show, I was like, that's completely disrespectful in terms of what African Americans have been through. And you turn around as one of the most influential, popular persons on this planet. That's blatant disrespect. You're gonna wear a White Lives Matter t-shirt. Every single life matters. But in terms of what has been happening to African American for the past hundreds of years, we're trying to fight for our freedom. So it's kind of like, you as the person who is an African American, slavery is a choice. And okay, I understand you have these sayings that is your truth, but you have to understand what people have gone through and what they are going through, and your actions and painful, and you that has influence your actions, your words. They all can hurt. In the long run, there's consequences to them. So.
Very well said. We have my sisters Trina, Jean, people watching all the way from Dominican Republic. We have Tasha Howard out of Brooklyn. Tasha Howard is actually really super famous after her video went viral. Tasha, tell us how you feel about this situation in the comments. Trina's already texting real quick and how offensive his choices are. Absolutely, positively. Yes, sis, yes, that's what we are saying here live, and he's sharing his pain. So he can share his pain, and I wanted us to talk about that a little deeper because I know this conversation is so necessary, and the people are watching tonight and they are commenting. Comment on Instagram too, because we're talking about Kanye West here. We're not talking about some, random Joe Schmo down the street. So he can share his truth, but how can you share something so painful? All lives matter, we get it. But when it's us as a Black people, I don't care what your preference is in dating and marriage, etc. But if you're looking for attention, this is the wrong way. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Again, it's like Kanye is Kanye, but is that a thing where that makes it excusable? I don't think so.
No, no,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you. I love that. Kanye is Kanye, but is it excusable?
right. It and it's not. And he has to have, there's a lot of healing that has to happen with him. And again, it's a lot of pain that has gone on in his life. But when you have that much influence on people, you have to be careful with what you're putting out into the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head, sis. I'm so glad that you put it that way because a lot of people don't seem to grasp that this reality that he's living in is kind of like a delusional reality. And that's why a lot of people are saying mental illness. And that's a perfect segue. Let's go into the state of mind that Kanye may possibly be in. Would you agree that Kanye is bipolar, tripolar, quadrupolar? What would you, because this brother is really different, but you said it that he's been Kanye from day one. But let's talk about his mental state. Tell me how you feel about his mental state right now.
Mm. I think that Kanye West is a brilliant individual. I'm gonna put that out there. I think that it runs a lot deeper, and as you know, for me personally, I think it runs a lot deeper. The entertainment industry is an industry that's very deep. The music industry is an industry that's very deep. There's a lot of things that goes on in the music industry that the average human being is not privy to because we're just not in that industry.
Correct.
Kanye West has been in that industry for a long time. So I think a lot of the stuff that he has gone through is his truth.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you tell the truth, people will hate on you for that because you're going against the grain. And so however they will try to destroy the truth, they probably will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe there is some sort of, I don't know. I can't really say, I can't diagnose. But for me, actually listening to Kanye West on multiple podcasts, he speaks on a level, it's a different type of intelligence. I'll say that. I think I'll probably leave it there when it comes to the mental health thing. But every time I listen to him, he speaks as a visionary, as a Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, no way.
What is it?
Steve Jobs, Walt Disney, these are visionaries, creative geniuses, leaders of the time.
Right. And I love that. I love that you say that. But do you think his visionary skills has taken him to a point of no return? In essence, like, do you think he's just so full of himself because he knows he's brilliant? Or do you think he really might be suffering? And the reason why I pose that is because, a lot of times people can get it misconstrued, whereas they're brilliant, yes, but there's, again, accountability that's associated with that brilliance. And you said it, right? And I want us to dig deeper into that as I just broke my little gadget thing for my phone. Oh my God, maybe Kanye West is not a good subject to talk about. But anyway, before and I didn't barely do anything, but that's okay. So the reason why it's so important for us to talk about, and I want everybody to comment in, is because there were heinous crimes committed around the whole Black Lives Matter thing. And surely he can't be that crazy to not understand. Like, I mean, seriously, like, let's talk about that. He's brilliant. Yeah. He's a little crazy. Yeah. But is he that oblivious? I want you to get deep with us, sis. Come on. Don't be nervous. Let's go in. Because he gotta know that he's messing with some lives and I say it this way, real quick. You did a whole sketch, a whole play on Black Lives Matter. You know the integral parts of what it means to be a Black woman and also write about it and shed tears about it and put it into a play. Do you think he understands that it hurts?
Kanye West, again, this guy is like one of a kind, like different. It's like Kanye is Kanye. It's not even excusable anymore, but Kanye is Kanye. He will say and do whatever he feels like it's his truth. But at the end of the day, the Black Lives Matter, I think Candace Owens coming out with a documentary on it, on the whole Black Lives Matter thing, right?
Right.
I think she's kind of like, from what I know, I can't remember, but the Black Lives Matter movement was a scam. That's what I heard. And we all know they were in the media in terms of the leaders took a lot of the money that was being brought into the organization and bought their own house.
Right.
So if we're just going off of that trope, off of that type of premise, and whatever Kanye West's reasoning behind why he wore that shirt is because he thinks the Black Lives Matter was a scam, I could understand. However, I feel like the way he goes about doing and saying things can trigger a lot of emotions for a lot of people. So I feel like, okay, Kanye, while you're saying your truth, be mindful of how you say it, because again, you have a lot of influence.
I love it.
And just to quickly finish, Kanye is Kanye again. He doesn't care. He's very prideful, egotistical, and pride always comes before the fall.
Absolutely, positively. And I was kind of waiting for that answer too, in the sense of we have to be careful in what we do and what we say. And yes, I'm getting the comments flooding in. I'm getting your love and your comments. His choices are offensive, right, Chena Nicole? His choices are offensive, and he does not keep into consideration a lot of times, because yes, there's a lot of truth in the sense of, you know, Black Lives Matter groups or what have you misappropriating their funds, but the judges and the juries will deliberate on that. They will have their time, but that doesn't take away from the actual action of standing up against police brutality. And what I feel like, and you know, you could quote me if I'm wrong, what I feel like they started off with good intentions, like a lot of people do, and then it got beyond themselves, because I don't think they understood that Black Lives Matter would turn into a multi-billion-dollar entity.
Yeah.
And money would be flooding in off of the backs of those that were being hurt. And other people, and I would like to point it out, attorneys for one, they get paid off of people's pain, but we don't call them out, right? Because they're doing a job and a service or what have you. But when it comes to me, and I'll share this, what Kanye did and said was so hurtful. And that's why I also wanted to do this segment tonight, is because my family was deeply, you know, hurt when a police officer killed my baby cousin in cold blood. And that's how I started my activism, for example. And I'm not sure if I shared that with you, because as I watched your play, I had tears in my eyes the whole time, because of the fact that I've lived this and relived this through every single victim that has been hurt by the police. But then I take into consideration, it's not just the police doing it, it's Black on Black crime, it's just hatred, it's just so many problems that we have. However, your play really hit close to home, because you had mothers, and I don't want to give away too much of your play, but I'm bringing it into full circle for people to understand why this is so important. You showed a different side of the scope. You showed the emotional side. You showed the moms, the grandmoms, trying to make sure that this young Black man, you with me so far, Sam? That this young Black man was safe. Oh, we lost Miss Sam. And I'm gonna keep sharing, and I hope she comes back on right away. Sam's play literally hit such a close place in my heart, because of the fact that she brought this thing full circle, whereas it was the community that were rallying, the mom, the grandma, the village, literally telling the young man to stay out of harm's way, don't go around with these bad people, et cetera, et cetera. And yet what happens? He still ends up hurt. And this is why these types of conversations are so important, because Kanye may be a genius. He may very well be able to conduct himself in business and do all sorts of great things for people around him and our communities. But then when you don't take into consideration the mothers, the grandmothers, those that are suffering the most, the cousins, the god sisters, then you know what that does? That shows another side of you. And it shows that you really don't care. So as we wait for my sis to come back on, Miss Samantha BYAM, as we wait for her to come back on, we want to make sure that we check out your comments. Y'all got to understand he's being punished. His funds are being depreciated. That's true, but we still don't condone his behavior, because at the end of the day, why are you still doing the things that you're doing? Even though your funds are being depreciated, you have to understand that money is just a facet of it. But how about the emotional state? How about the people that are really hurting? She says also, when people don't experience our pain, they can't relate, sis. Also true. But at the same time, there should be some type of understanding when it comes to the human development and behavior. So somebody's at the door, guys. This hasn't happened in a while. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Keep sending in your comments. Your girl Aniya will be right back. Benzina, I'll see you later, Benzina. I'll see you later. We're busy, okay? They be busy sleeping. Oh, class. This. Okay, guys, so I'm back. Oh, here we go, guys. I just got somebody at the door. So here we go. So here we go. Sam is back with us. Keep sending in your comments. I'm back. I'm back. When people don't experience our pain, they can't relate. Yes, I totally agree. Sam, are you back with us? Oh, my neighbor just rang the doorbell. And look, I just got a gift, I guess, from my neighbor. I just love it. While you were coming back on, he was ringing the bell. That hasn't happened on the show in a while, so I'm very appreciative. Muchas gracias, Benzino. So go ahead, sis. So I was just saying, babe, the Benzino bring this. So I was just saying how, with your platform and how it was so emotional watching, because you hit a side that a lot of people forget. How about the cousin? How about the sisters? How about the brothers? How about the mothers that are all affected by these actions? And recently, just recently, after Kanye went on his spiel, doing what he did and saying what he said, welcome Pamela Clark, who's watching from Cheektowaga, Buffalo. I was so emotional, I had to get out of the group because everybody was debating the cop, George Floyd statement. And it just kept bringing back emotions of watching this man have a knee on his neck. But we're debating whether or not Kanye meant it in that way. But you're saying this man was on fentanyl and that's why he died. So now that you're back, tell us how you feel about even that statement when it comes to the fentanyl statement, if you can, if you feel comfortable, because that's a part of the mental health. Like, bro, what are you thinking?
I think Kai was saying that before he heard that his roommates were saying that, oh, they're gonna pick on a tall Black person today or something like that. I think that's what he was talking about in Drink Champs. So I don't know. I don't know where he got that ideology from.
Being Kanye, more than likely, like you said, being unapologetically Kanye in his space and in his realm, he heard something about fentanyl and he was probably just running with that narrative. And that's the problem that I have, because that's opening up these wounds and that's hurtful to so many of us who know we watch something live on TV, coroner's report says one thing and you're saying something different. But sis, continue to tell us more on your aspect on Kanye. What do you want people to know from your standpoint as well? Because you've been watching him for years since he started. So what would you like people to know from your standpoint?
About Kanye in general is that he's a very deep intellectual. I'll say that. Deep, creatively, a creative genius, musically talented,
Mhm.
a gifted person, a gifted individual. I don't think we will ever in this lifetime will understand what he has gone through. We see it, but I don't think we will understand what he's gone through. To lose a mother, to be in the industry, to have the world on your shoulders, to be with one of the most influential people, Kim Kardashian, you know what I mean? We wouldn't ever have that understanding. To be with the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, to bring into the music industry a lot of these artists, Big Sean and John Legend. I can't even process what he has gone through. So again, this is this man that is speaking his truth from his experience. So
What would you like if you could sit in front of Kanye today and share yourself with him as a creative, as a storyteller, as a producer? What would you say to Kanye about his actions, about what he's doing in the world and how people perceive him maybe?
yeah, as an influencer, as a leader, as a thought leader, you have to be more mindful in terms of what you say and your actions, because everything, there's always a consequence and there's always somebody that's listening to be heard from it. So I would tell him to just be more mindful, be more mindful. Yeah.
Where I was hoping that you would say, actually, I didn't want us to talk about it beforehand. I just wanted us to hopefully be in sync and really be on the same page, because we can't make him do what we want him to do. Like if I could, I would take the mic away from Kanye whenever he was going to get up and say something crazy, but I can't do that. But my prayer and my hope is also for him to be more mindful, because that's all we can hope for. Yes, there's a lot of pain that other people, that don't look like us have caused upon us. I just got a comment about that. However, when it's Black on Black, I'm a strong believer that we need to try our best. And you could agree with me or disagree with me, because I'm getting this comment and I'm looking at it like, yes, America has done so much to us. America is constantly doing things to us, but we know who the enemy is. And it's not you and me necessarily. It's those that don't look like us who want to hurt us. But if we stand for each other, right? And you agree with me or disagree with me, if we work with each other like we're doing here on this platform, then hopefully we could send love and we can manifest more greatness and more community love towards those that don't understand it, if that makes sense. Because at the end of the day, yes, America hates us. We knew that. And that's why I think it hurts so much too when Kanye says things like white lives matter. We never said it didn't matter. We never said that white lives didn't matter. We're just saying, bruh, take account into what's happening against
Right.
us daily.
Yeah, that our lives matter just as much as white lives matter. Everybody's lives matter. And again, like you said, like us as a collective, us as a group, as a race, we got to be able to stick together, to work together, and to spread love as a people, as a nation, as a civilization. That's the only thing that really matters.
Absolutely. Because if we can't do that, then what is it about? What is it about if we can't do the simplest things, which is try to share love and understanding? And that's why I have the Aniya show platform. That's why you do what you do, sis. We work in these spaces to share love. It's the Brooklyn way. You get it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd. I'm such a I'm such a nerd, I know. So yeah, that's why I do what I do, seriously, because I want to be able to continue to perpetuate love in our communities. And so and it's funny because a lot of times people don't get it. Like there's gonna be people that hate you irregardless. There's gonna be people that don't see eye to eye with you irregardless. But if you take a strong enough stance in positive reinforcement, I bet you it comes back.
Yes.
Next year it comes back because it's a boomerang. It's a
Yeah, exactly.
So yes. So tell us now what intrigues you most about the whole Kanye West debacle going on now, sis? What intrigues you most? Like when you wake up and you see commentaries or like news reports, what intrigues you most about everything going on?
What intrigues me most about everything on Kanye is a brilliant guy. So me, I love intellectual individuals. I like to listen to people who have that deep thinking philosophers. I'm just that type of person. Kanye West is one of them. Very Robert Greene, he's the writer, the author of 48 Laws of Power, of Mastery. I love who he is, the author of How to Win Friends and Influence People. These deep thinking people. Kanye West is one of them. And you could tell he was a deep thinker with his very first single that was put out.
Right.
When it all falls down, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say we hate ourselves and love their wealth. Kanye was speaking nothing but truth from day one.
Do you think he's still speaking that same truth, or has it been misconstrued a little bit?
He's speaking his truth. He is who he is from day one. He's never changed. That's the same man that took the mic from Taylor Swift and said Beyonce has the greatest video of all time. That's how he felt. That's the same one that went in front of TV and said George Bush hates Black people. That is the same person, and the stories go on and on and on. He said Jay-Z has, you know what I'm saying? It's like.
But let me ask you this. So now I love that you brought that up. He said that about Bush, but then turned around. Didn't he become best friends with Trump? What do you think?
I think again, it goes deeper in terms of what Trump stands for. It's a very deep thing that the average person just wouldn't understand. This is stuff that is war between stuff that's deep. I don't even know if I could go, like, I can't explain it because I'm just the average person, but I have a little bit of understanding of.
I want to pull it out of you because you actually know more about him. Like I was telling you, I've only met the man, and I'll do this while you're talking. I'm gonna pull up my picture with this guy, and then I'll share with everybody because I listened to Kanye just a little bit. I was never like a deep Kanye person. And that's why I definitely wanted to do this interview with you, because I know you've listened to him. You've covered, like you've listened to all his music or what have you. You've been a part of.
Because some of his music is very dark, especially The Power.
So tell me about that, because I you know what song I love? Jesus Walks. Like that was like the big song for me. And then he had a couple of others that were really trending. But tell me about his dark music too, because you know about the dark side of him as well.
I stop when it comes to dark stuff. I'm trying to be around light. I'm trying to put myself around light. I don't go into those dark. But he had a dark, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think that was his album. I think after his mother's death, he went into a spiral of just a dark period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dark music. And I had to stop listening to some of
the dark. Now, let me ask you. So did you? So obviously you heard a few pieces of it. Welcome, Esther. Welcome everybody that's tuning in. So in listening to a few of the dark stuff, what was he saying so that people like me can understand? I know you didn't go too deep, but what is it about his music that was so dark that you did not even want to bother listening to it?
The music video, one of the music videos, Power. If you take a look at that music video, something with the eyes. Take a look at the eyes. There was a lot of like ancient, I think it was like Greek figurines and stuff. A lot of angelic, spiritual, dark. He looked like the devil. Just to put it out there in that music video.
In watching it, did you feel something? Because I'm really trying to figure out if you felt the presence of evil on that joint, because it sounds like there was some presence of evil.
Hey, I'm sure other people have. I know I had one of my family members watch it, and he had trouble afterwards in terms of, I'm pretty sure that some people, we know what the music industry, unfortunately in this world, it's not just individuals that are battling, so it's spiritual warfare.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Battling against spiritual, like you're battling stuff.
Right.
I don't want to get too deep in it because I don't really know. I mean, I have a understanding, but it's deep.
And what album was this? Was it a whole album dedicated to this dark power? I'm really curious now. Like, you might think I'm joking, but I'm dead up, like trying to figure this out, because it's so heavy, right? But there's obviously somewhere it's coming from. And if he walks in his truth, then that darkness is also a part of his truth. It almost seems like Kanye sometimes deals with like good and evil, like, you know, that good angel and that bad angel. Like, when I think about him, I feel like sometimes that's what he's battling with, because he comes up with stuff like Jesus walks and a whole choir for Sunday brunch. Now you telling me about power, which is demonically, I mean, these are not your words, these are my words, you know. Oh, Kel, my big bro, says you just said a mouthful. I'm loving it. Thank you, big bro. He's watching out of Atlanta. Big up yourself, wherever you're located right now. He's watching from Atlanta. So you said a mouthful. And also send in your comments about this topic, because I'm really trying to break it down and figure it out. Because it seems like if you have Sunday brunch, if you all about God 1 minute, then you have a whole, it sounds like a possession of the devil type of situation for this particular music. What are we really dealing with, Kanye? You have to really figure this out, because at the end of the day, we know who controls the music. If you're in the Bible, if you're Christian, we know that part. Is it a cry for help, do you think? Or is it him just being him, Kanye?
I think he's probably battled a lot of demons throughout his life, and it still is a battle. Because, you know, the devil wants to come after souls.
Talk about it.
It's deep stuff. I don't try to get into that stuff, but I try to surround myself with positive stuff.
No, I get it. But sometimes people have to listen. And you know what's so funny? Big bro Kel is on, and he's like, that's why I no longer do music. It's bigger than you would ever know. And I'm glad that he said that, because you know what? I didn't want to go too deep, but he knows, and a lot of people know, I used to be in the music industry and I walked away because it is deep. It is very scary. And if you're not protected by some kind of weird or higher force or whatever, your life is in jeopardy every day. Between the jealousy, the hatred, I'm not gonna go into it tonight. But I'm gonna share a picture real quick so people can see me with Kanye. And I guess if sis, did you have anything else you wanted to share before I share this quick little story?
If I could, the last thing I want to say is just, it's really about loving God and loving people, and to spread love to people. And however you can do that with your gift and your purpose that God has given you, do that. So with me, it's writing, which is why I came to Black Lives Matter, because this is a gift that God has given me. So how do I bless and share positivity with the world? It's through my gift, the gift of writing. That's it.
No, you are absolutely correct, because if you stay positive and you shed your light into the world, it's going to help. Kel says right here, it's good fighting against evil. Absolutely. It is. You have to fight against evil, but at what stake? Because I'll tell you no lie, sometimes you think you're winning that battle, and next thing you know, you are really, it's
you've got right? to be fully equipped to go against that stuff. You've got to be fully equipped with Jesus having the arms where people were possessed, and the people were walking on you know, Jesus had his disciples try to take the devils out. They look at him like, we don't know who you are. Jesus, we know who he is, but we don't know who you are. So to come against that spiritual force, that powerful force, you've got to be fully equipped with God. You've got to be in alignment with God.
Every day. And it's, he says, you said it. Like, Kel is right on board with you. He said, you said it, and you did. You got to be right on board with God. But I want to throw this at you, sis, and I want to throw this at everybody watching too. Cardi B, another controversial one. As we know, Cardi B is out here. I don't want to say anything against her, for her, etc. But one thing I will say that Cardi B said that I'll never forget is when she says, when she does good music, y'all don't want to support. Peep game, sis, and I want you to respond to this. When she does good music, y'all don't want to support. She said it like that, right? But when she does that nasty stuff, that's when she makes the millions. That's when she's getting all the hits. What do you think about that? Because the good stuff is all about peace, love, joy, and she don't make no money off of it. but then she comes out with WAP, WAP. You know what I'm talking about. Now the whole world going crazy.
Yeah. I'm reading a book called Return of the Gods by Jonathan Cahn. He's a rabbi. It's a very deep book. But let's just say the industry of pornography is an industry that sells. It's something that has, unfortunately, it's a marketable type of thing, pornography.
Yep.
You know, Kim Kardashian, how did she get famous? Exactly. So Cardi B is not doing anything different, but showing the masses, hey, this is what sells. I'm trying to make sales.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think that's so funny that you said that, because that's how she legit started, and now she wilding out. Oh my God. But hey, yeah, I mean, I never even thought about it like that. But when she literally said what she said, it broke my ever-loving heart, because I was like, yo, Cardi's actually right. When she talks about, the good stuff and being positive, don't nobody want to support. But when she talks about that WAP, it's a wrap. Everybody's on top of it. Everybody's on top of it. So I am looking for the video clip, but I want you to stay right there because I want to share with everybody this day. I was in Atlanta. I don't know. I don't know if you know this, but that's where I started my entertainment career, modeling, acting, actually being in front of the masses on radio, television, etc. All of it simultaneously started in Atlanta too. And so when I would go back and visit, of course, I already had my whole squad, my team, my are you able to see my screen, my love?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen? So
Wow.
here I am, yes, right? And I was like so chubby, chunky in this because I was actually very ill. I was still going through my medical crisis and things of that nature. But that if you're not on Facebook now, join on Facebook on Aniya A period so you can see this picture of me and Kanye. You see me cheesing from ear to ear like a big nerd, right? And you see his face like so chill, stoic, like you said, right? And I didn't know entirely that much about Kanye, but what I knew was like he was super famous. Like, I mean, super famous. He had, his bodyguards and everything there, but that wasn't the point of me sharing the story, right? So the point is, my homeboy hit me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, like, Aniya, A, I need you to meet me at the radio station because I'm about to interview Kanye. And I'm like, okay. And he was nervous. Now, sis, peak game. I've never seen my homeboy nervous. This is Tallboy, right? And I've been on him for years. And he was like shaking almost. And I'm like, what's the problem? You interview like every celebrity. You've interviewed like presidents and like kings and stuff. And you've interviewed every celebrity. It's like, you don't understand. There's a big thing happening right now with Kanye. So if you look at the date, it is 2013. And I'm trying to go back in time to find the interview of Kanye West on the Tallboy Experience so that you could see for yourself. It was in regards to, I want to say Adidas, because there was something really big happening. And all I knew was that my homeboy, Mr. Tallboy, was like beyond himself about Kanye and this interview. And I was like, what in the heck? But here's the funny part. When I met him, Kanye looked like this, robotic. I think I shared with you in the office the other day, sis. He was so robotic, no expression, no desire to talk or anything. And it's early in the morning. By this time, it's like maybe 9, 10 a.m. So obviously he might not be a morning person. So I tested him. You know me. Let me test you real quick, Con, today. I was like, hey, Kanye, so I'm just so happy that you were able to do, the interview. And he was just like no expression, no expression. I was like, how's Kim doing? No expression, didn't even care. But the minute I said Northwest, because she was a baby at that time, because this is 2013, she was a little bitty thing at that time, he got the biggest smile on his face. And I kid you not, it was at that moment I realized that no matter what is going on, Kanye really is a good father, number one, and he really cares of his, about his offspring, as a lot of men do, but they often don't show that side of them. And I get it. I totally get it. But I just had to share that picture with you all. And I just found my brother's page, Mr. Tallboy, and I'm looking for this because I want to see if you ever, if you knew about this particular topic in regards to Kanye and this Adidas thing back in 2012. either 2012 or 2013. Do you know about that time frame and what happened then, sis?
No.
So apparently it was like a huge, huge deal. And more than likely, oh my God, Cowboy has a whole lot of video clips. Lord have mercy on Zion. I didn't realize how many videos that he had here. So we may not be able to find it and play it right away. But I'm glad I was able to find that picture of me and Kanye. But I kid you not, my homie was so nervous that day. And I ain't never seen him nervous about anything or interviewing anybody. But Kanye literally did it to him. But I just had to share that because people thought like that was like a like what you call a picture that I merged in. That's really me and the guy. I talked to the guy and he's real chill. One thing I will say is he's not erratic. He's very quiet.
Mm.
He's deeply quiet. And I guess that goes hand in hand with that stoic behavior we discussed. But what you see on TV, in person, he is so chill. He's
Yeah.
like, and I think I mentioned to you too, and I'll say this to everybody watching. I don't care what y'all say about this. It almost feels like Kanye is like uh um a clone of Kanye. I told you, right? His behavior and how he walks, and he's so robotic. I was like, is he even human? But when he smiled about Northwest and he was like, yeah, he'll tell her, I said, what's up? I felt like that was a little human-ish or whatever. But either way, I had to bring that picture up because a lot of people be thinking I'm joking or whatever. Like I don't be meeting these people. I don't have a reason to lie. Like he's a cool guy. But
And
I,
you know a lot of celebrities that like, you know about people.
I do. I do. I do. And I mean, it's because of the work that I've always done. And plus, I have that thing where, like I said, I don't even know half of the music that they be singing or rapping and stuff. So I'll tell you no lie. My brothers always laugh at me about this, sis, because if I meet a celebrity and I don't know what in the heck they've done or sang, like if they're not Beyonce, I have no idea. Like, because you have a lot of tattoos, that don't mean nothing. So I'll call my brothers because they know everything and everybody, right? So I'll hit them up on the ones and twos, like, yo, what this guy did again? Like, why is he famous? They curse me out and then they tell me in a brief moment what this person is about so that I can actually not look stupid. And then of course they curse me out again. Like, how do you not know these people? But and then they're like, you're so lucky you be in there with them and you don't know nothing about them. It just
Yeah.
happens that way. But yeah, that's my whole little story. David Charles David Jean or something just sent us some hearts and some loves. You know, tonight has been really great. We got oh, hold on, sis, don't hang up yet with us. We got more commentary here. It is really like soldier at war. Whose side are you on? And that's in everything you do in life. Pay attention. When you become a leader, you also become a target. I want you to respond to this. You also become a target, but it's what kind of leaders you are.
Yeah, that's very true. When you are in a when you're in a leadership position, you have to know that your life is at risk in every single way. They're going to try to take you down
Every day, all day.
every day. So, again, leaders are born. There has to be a person who rises up and take a look at history. Moses was, the leader for the Israelites. God, over time, the people that are being oppressed, there has to be a leader that
Right.
leads people to freedom. And so there will be, with the Black Panthers or whoever, but you just have to know Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. But you do have to know that your life will be a target.
Every day, all day. And varying from that, I know you're a leader in your space. Are you ready for the fame that's coming with the work you do?
I don't want the fame.
Yeah, expound on that one, sis. What you say?
I've always said it. I just want to be a writer, but it seems like now writers are very famous. Shonda Rhimes, Issa Rae, I don't want the fame. I just want the message to come across people.
And let me ask you, have you seen the newest about Shonda Rhimes and where she just landed?
No, what happened?
She is literally on like one of the biggest magazine publications. I think she just landed on as #1 like writer of the world or something on like People or something really great. It just came up yesterday, I want to say really briefly. I looked at that and I'm so proud of her. But you know, you say that now, but just get ready because the more like for me, excuse me, when I sat here and I saw your work come up on YouTube, I was like, ain't no way. Wait a minute. I got to ask this sister if this is in fact her. And that's what I did. I had to reach out to you or talk to you and share that with you because I just couldn't believe, but I was so proud of you at the same time. So just know, what's up, Nassim? It's been so long. Welcome. We're talking about Kanye West, and you're in a political space. So I know you know about Kanye West and what's going on now. So just get ready because if that could happen with me out of the clear blue sky, then understand that others are watching and you need to get mentally and emotionally prepared because I'm telling you, literally, nobody prepared me for this life that I live on a daily basis. And I may not be Rihanna or J-Lo or Beyonce or near one of them, but when you are a leader or when you have a gift, you're going to attract people. You're going to attract the masses, and you just have to be prayed up every day. And don't let the bad devil or the bad angel on your shoulder deter you from the greatness, because at the end of the day, you're great. You are great and you're wonderful. And they'll try to take you down, sis. Trust and believe. You know what I mean? So last, I found the video clip that I'm referring to. It says Kanye West apologizes to Nike, talked on his new deal with Adidas. Are you ready for this video clip? Hold on one second, sis. I'm going to share that screen now. So I want you to comment on it. That's why I had to find it for sure, because I want you to hear your response. So we're watching this video clip of my boy, Mr. for yourself, Mr. Tallboy interviews Kanye West, and I was there for that. It happened about 8 to 10 years ago or so. And I want your input, fam, on what you think about it. And as you can see, he's going through some for that up. Can you see it, sis? All right,
Yeah,
here we
I
go.
can see it.
Tallboy. And like I said, I didn't know too much about him.
Tall boy. Hey, it's the Talkboy Experience. I'm hanging out with Kanye West right now, global icon. Hey, I see you signed this new deal with Adidas. What does that mean to you? And how does it feel?
Man, it just feels good to be able to create product that I can control the pricing on, that I can do quality control on. I feel very comfortable to have a great partner backing my ideas and allowing me to think and be creative and giving me that shot the same way how Dame gave me a record deal 10 years ago, gave me a shot and I was able to do something creative with it. Family, fiance, child, and like I got a new creative outlet. And as a creative person, you need those different outlets. I'm still going to do music, but I really feel honored to I've had the chance to blow Yeezy up with Nike, and I really appreciate everything they did for me. And I'm not knocking them on the way out of burning no bridges. I apologize for my frustration earlier, and I just think it's time. It's go time. It's turn up time, and I just wanted to give y'all this interview right quick.
All right.
Think big, think tall.
Think tall, boy. Hold on. Let me cancel that out. Hold on 1 second for me. All right, wait. Let me just make sure I don't get any more interruptions. Okay, go ahead, sis.
That video, he had on the same shirt and chain with the picture that you had. So it was real. It's real.
Literally, that was the same. I was the camera girl for that. Literally, I'm all of like 5 feet tall. So yeah, it's compared to Tallboy. Wow, I had to angle it. I was the camera girl for that video, and Tallboy was really shaken up. Oh, sorry. Tallboy, I'm not gonna hold you, was really like I said, very nervous because I think if sorry, 1 second. What happened was everybody was saying, hold on 1 second. What is going on? Yes. So every cutting up, acting a fool or whatever he was doing. I didn't know what was going on. But it was a real serious situation. So here we are about 10 years later or so, peak game. Now Kanye is a billionaire. I don't believe he's lost his billionaire status. And Kanye legit has lost that Adidas deal. So going into the interview, something happened with Nike. And then coming to 2022, now he no longer has Adidas. But I didn't know if you knew that dynamic or anything, because I still was kind of like, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, I be in these spaces not knowing, and I think God protects me from knowing too much, because what happens to me, and I'm not gonna hold you, like I be around these people like they're regular humans, whereas others tend to be like, you don't even know what's going on right now, do you? Like the whole world was watching Kanye at the time, like the whole world, to see what he was gonna do. And this is like 10 years ago. So what in the world? So at the end of the day, sorry, one second, let me just cancel this out. At the end of the day, I wasn't privy to understand because I never watched him like that. Oh, look at Kanye, it's his song playing. Sorry. That's that good song that I loved. I love that. So yes, go ahead. Did you know during those times or no?
I don't know anything about that time period. That's news to me. That's news to me. But again, like going back on who Kanye West is, he's like such this big ego. And self-gratification is kind of like, it's all about him. And, you know, whatever business deals and fallouts that he has with business leaders, sometimes you can't bite the hand that feeds you, but I understand that. Again, when he was on his the most recent podcast, he kept talking about his kids, like legacy for his kids. Yeah. And so maybe that was,
he loves those kids. And like I said, he even talked about it during the interview. What's up, Mr. Dr. Sebi's right-hand man? Mr. G is watching. Mr. G is watching right now. So I'm so glad to see Mr. G on here with us this evening. So you see what I'm saying about his kids, right? Yeah. I told you guys before I even posted the picture, one of the things that made Kanye smile when I met him and chilled with him for that brief time was talking about Northwest. And here we are like 10 plus years later, whatever, and he's still smiling and talking about his kids. And I think he's always wanted to raise his children up because he didn't have that father-son relationship or whatever that, you know, a lot of young men, you know, long for. And then of course, losing his mom at such a young age. So he developed that sensibility towards his children. But I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm telling you, that was the only thing that made that man smile. And if you watch that little clip of that interview, he beams up when he talks about, I just had a baby. Like he's so like, you know? And that just goes to show the human side of Kanye. He's not all bad. His views are kind of skewed, but he has a good heart somewhere down there. And I feel like if we keep praying for him, maybe that good heart may come out eventually and he may do better. I don't know. Do you have any idea how we can make Kanye get better, sis?
You listen, if you have a chance to listen to the stuff that he's really saying, he's talking about freeing the Black people from a lot of like oppression. But in order for him to really be mentally free, he has to do the work himself. He has to. Yeah. He has to do the work. Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, it makes no sense that we try to help him if he's not helping himself, in other words.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what? We did it. We found that video clip. Here we go. Somebody just joined in. We live this NYC. We live this NYC has just joined us. Welcome. This person, I don't know if this is a man or a woman, please identify yourself. They're the first, it's the first time they're joining us. They're saying he don't do shit for us. And then they're saying right after, respectfully, I love your opinions. Come through with more opinions, because this is what this platform is about. He's not giving back to the people that's buying all his sneakers. Ooh, I'm here for that. I'm actually here for that. And oh, you are a male. Okay, Mr. We live this NYC. It's a male. Okay, sir. So I'm glad you identified yourself, because I hate getting that wrong. I don't know much again about Kanye to say whether he does a lot or doesn't do anything for our people, but I know those Yeezys, they do cost a lot. And I don't think it's fair that our young Black children are constantly trying to do certain things in order to purchase the Yeezys. And I don't see them in the communities giving back. So I'm gonna agree with you 100%. I have a documentary, We Live This. Thank you so much. Can you inbox me as well? He's trapped, says Kel. So Killer Kel out of Atlanta, my big bro says he's trapped. Now, before we end, because I know I've had you on for a little while, but he said something. He said something. He's trapped. Do you, Sam, my sister, feel that Kanye is trapped? Because these comments are coming in. Keep bringing the comments, guys. I'm gonna keep her on for like a couple more minutes. I know she gotta go. You gotta go, sis. You busy? You got something you're doing? Because I'm gonna give you a couple more minutes if you can with us, because the comments are flooding in right now. So,
but when you're trapped, what do you try to do? You try to break out, right? Anytime you're trapped in a situation, you want to be free. So this is probably his call for help in terms of, hey, let me out, let me be free. Let me do or say something that allows me to have that freedom. Because that's what it really is about, is freedom of our time, freedom of expression, freedom of love, on all sorts of levels. So for Kanye, if he's quote unquote trapped, he wants to be let free.
I love that. And like a rabid animal, let me tell you something. If you've ever caught a rabid animal, I used to live in South Florida and in Atlanta. Atlanta has a lot of raccoons, especially where I used to live off of Westlake Ave. We had a lot of animals like raccoons and stuff, which was insane. And oh my God, they tried to kill me one night, but that's another story. Keep sending your comments because I see a lot of comments, and I'm gonna be here with my sister for a few more minutes. You're absolutely right. And when somebody is trapped or they feel like they have to break free or they have to make an escape, they will do anything by any means necessary to get the hell out of that bondage. So I believe you guys are right. And then there's another thing to think of in the next couple of minutes. Those contracts that everybody's talking about, right? This man has been trapped in these contracts for years. Yes, he became a multi-billionaire, but as soon as he says something against these bastards, guess what? They're letting him out of these contracts. And now who's going to be in the downfall of it all? Like, are they going to suffer, or is Kanye? Already we're seeing Kanye suffer, but is this a part of the strategic plan? Oh, look, my Dr. Sebi book says Kanye knows what he's doing. He got out of his contract in 6 days. It usually takes 2 years to be free. So Mr. G says he knows exactly what he's doing. And then I'm going to go to We Live This NYC. He's going through he's going through a lot dealing with his wife and kids. So I understand a little bit, but that's no excuse. Absolutely right. Keep sending these comments. I'm loving what's happening tonight. This conversation, sis, has really sparked the interest of our communities. Keep sending your comments, because yes, he's trapped, but at the same time, he needs to let himself free. And I think that's what he's working on when he just did what he did to get out of his contracts. Would you agree, sis?
Yeah, and even, I don't know if anybody watched his most recent interview on Good Morning America, but the interviewer was asking him, okay, how much would you sell his Gap, his t-shirts, his fashion line, how much would you sell your clothing for? He was like, it'll be like $20 or something, $20, or it'll be free or something, right? So with him saying all this stuff, you really listen to what he's saying. Like I said, he's trying to be for the people.
Yeah.
So it means, let's see in a couple of years, maybe 2-3 years down the line, what truly happens. He wants to run for presidency, okay? But let's see what he does as a person who's saying that he's the leader of these Moses, right? That's what he says. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. I love that. And real quick, keep sending those comments. I see VB just joined us. Welcome, VB. Pamela Clark from Cheektowaga, Buffalo. I gotta take this comment. In all likelihood, most of us will never be called to save a nation. I love that, because that's one of the truest statements I've ever heard. A lot of people think Jesus is coming back and all. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, but hold on, let me just read what she says. But we can still encourage righteousness. Hallelujah. Yeah. Sorry, hold on, let me fix it here. Okay, that part. Because that's something I actually believe wholeheartedly. That's why I get so excited. But we can still encourage righteousness in our communities by speaking the whole counsel of God and resisting the perversions of of ourselves. In Moses' day, one man made all the difference. Why not be the one who makes a difference today? What you have to say about that, sis?
Absolutely. It's all about right here, right now, is very present, and how we make a difference today. Yeah, definitely.
I love that. And we do everyone know what Adidas mean. All day I dream about sex. That damn Pamela Clark loves to throw us for a loop. Yes, ma'am. That's the acronym for Adidas. I love it. And Sister Trina says in the business, he has to find a way to buy his masters, which a lot of our young African American men have been very skilled at buying their masters. Man, tonight has been one of those nights full of commentaries. I told you, sis, right? When it's a hot topic like this, the people are going to respond and they're going to share how they feel. And I'm excited about the conversations because at the end of the day, I love hearing how our community feels. It's not all about me. It's not all about our people that we interview, but it's about the community coming together and really sharing their knowledge and their feedback. So this has been so powerful. And in regards to even what Mr. G says, Brother G, Mr. G says, one of the things that I know for true is what he said about those contracts. He said it, and you just said it, sis. You know, if it were up to him, which I think also benefits the community, because when you think about it, when you really think about it, if you have a brand like Nike or Adidas, Puma, I mean, you name it or whatever, all owned by white people trying to get richer off of the stock as well as these items, they're going to create a way for us to work with them, yes, but those prices will be sky high, more so because it's us. And I love that Kel says that We Live NYC says that he has not given back really. But if you're saying what you're saying, sis, and I think we could wrap it up with this right here. If you're saying what you're saying, that he's been talking about, if he was in control of his products, then they would be more affordable. And I think that is his ultimate way of giving back to his community. Because if you think about it, if he's been hurting because his heart says that he should not be selling a pair of plastic, I don't want to get caught up in his whole, but if you think about it, and one thing I know for true, I saw recently that he made sure that he took all the items off of the racks and had them being sold out of garbage bags in Gap or something. And that means that he has been planning for all of this takeover to happen for some time. Because I recall seeing that whole thing happening and people were like, is he losing his mind or what? And now we see all this. So I guess in essence, as we shut it down for tonight, we have to just wait and see what happens next with Kanye. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, only time will tell.
Look, do you remember back in the day? You're probably too young to remember Pinky and the Brain. Do you remember Pinky and the Brain?
Mm-hmm.
What are your plans for today? What is it?
My brother used to watch that show. Not me, but my brother, yeah.
Okay, well, look, I used to watch it every day before we used to go to school, my siblings and I, because I think I'm a little older than you. I am 40 years old, y'all. I'm here to tell the truth finally about my age. Listen, and every day I was Pinky or the Brain or one of them. Anyway, one of them would say, what are your plans for today, Pinky? And then the Brain or whatever says, my plan is to take over the world. So with that being said, I feel like that's what Kanye is working on. He's working on taking over the world like Pinky and the Brain. Maybe he used to watch it too as a little boy. I feel like maybe he watched it because he's literally taking over the world.
Maybe, yeah.
I know I'm a nerd. I'm sorry, sis, but I just think about these things like, did he used to watch it too? And that's his ultimate game plan? Because I mean, it's the only way for this all to make sense. But either way, we did it. We have a lot of love. Where can people find you again? Thank you, Mr. D. Oh, real quick, Mr. D says, amazing show, my sisters. I'm glad I stopped by. Salute to the queens. Stay right there, Mr. G. So the person I'm talking to, Mr. D, that is Mr. Pablo Garifuna guy from the Hub. That's cousin that's talking to us on Instagram.
Yes, yes, yes. Hey, how are you?
Yes, so Sam and Mr. G meet simultaneously through Instagram. You know, Mr. G, I've been talking you up, and then you just magically appeared. I didn't even tell him to show up tonight, and he said this was an amazing show. Thank you so much, my brother. we just do what we can in the community to raise awareness and to give back and to show love. And so Mr. G was here with us tonight, and I'm so happy about that. Thank you so much, Sister Trina. She says, good topic, ladies. You know, this is what it's about. So again, sis, thank you so much. Tell the people where they can find you so they can stay in touch. And thank you to everybody that watched us tonight and showed love and sent your comments. But go ahead, tell the people where they can find you again.
Yeah, you can find me BYAM House Entertainment, BYAM House Entertainment. And there you will have a lot of my theatrical plays, as well as a short series that I'm doing with entrepreneurship, Harlem Stories. Thank you, Aniya, for having me on. This was a pleasure. And keep doing what you're doing for the people in the community.
Absolutely. And don't forget, I want to be a part of your Harlem Stories, sis. I think we talked about it, but then I had a baby and then I had to sit down.
I see Kim in the background. I see him right there in the back.
Mm-hmm. And you know, when I hold him and I have him and I'm burping him, whatever, his eyes are glued to himself. He gonna be so conceited, sis, because he be glued up like that looks like me when I was tiny. But remember, I went through hell with that one there, but I love my baby. So that's King right there. And I have a whole wall. I don't want to move the camera around right now, but I have a whole wall of his pictures because he's my miracle baby, and I'm just so blessed. But he loves his TT Sam, don't he? He just.
I love him. I love him. That's my guy. That's my little boy.
So when we come back through, I'll let you know in advance. I'll try to let you know because, ooh, that boy right there, honey. Ooh.
I'm here for it all.
Thank you, sis. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, and let's continue to lead the way in these great conversations. And until I see you next time, much love, light, peace, blessings, and success, because we got to build, honey.
Yes, love. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, honey. So guys, we did it. It's your girl Aniya A of the Aniya A Show. As you can see, excuse me, from behind me, we're trying to come back out. We're trying to do the great work of the community, interviewing those that make a difference in our community, those that have great ideas, those that are working on greatness. Thank you for all the loves and the likes. Please continue to send them. It means a lot when we see those little hearts, you know. But yeah, we just want to share our community love with all of you and all the great people that are doing the great work. And when Sam hit me up, you know, Sister Sam, aka Samantha, the professional name, you know, I was like, this is a great idea. But I was kind of afraid, you know, at first, because I've met Kanye. I was there when he got interviewed by my big bro, Tall Boy. But I really never, like I said tonight, I never really like focused in on him. I never really like, what's the word I'm looking for? I never really understood Kanye West because he's a lot and he says things sometimes, in my opinion, to draw attention. But then again, he's speaking his truth, like Sam said tonight, right? Samantha said it clearly when she said that he speaks his truth and he's been doing that from day one. So it's not my place to judge Kanye. All I can do is report on him, and anytime Tall Boy needs a camera girl, I'll be there to hold that camera and take pics with Kanye. Okay, that part there. And I just again wanted to say thank you to Sam and thank you to each and every one of you. Love you too, Michael. Kel says, love you, Nana. Love you too, boo. I just want to say thank you to all of you for your support and sending in those comments. Pamela Clark of Kitawanga Buffalo says, there is one who scatters yet increases and one who withholds, but it leads to poverty. Not all poverty is financial. There is a spiritual poverty that comes from not reaching out to others. Pastor Alan White says, that's so beautiful. Sister Pam, that's another thing people don't understand. I love that last line. Let me read that last line again for those that didn't catch it in the back. Hold on. That's really powerful, actually, Sister Pam. Sister Pam don't come to play, honey. Hold on. Let me see what Sister Pam said. Why I got out of that? Hold on. She says, I'm going to read that last line. Not all poverty is financial. Catch this. Not all poverty is financial. There's a spiritual poverty that comes from not reaching out to others. Wow. And you know, that's what people need to understand. A lot of times you're not blessed and you're not favored because you did not give back. And it does not have to be financial. A lot of people think you have to be financially given all the time. It doesn't. It really doesn't. If you give from your heart in any which way you can. Speaking of, I got a new gift for my birthday. I'm gonna show you guys the next time we do the Aniya show, and I might even wear it as well. But I got a new gift from my sister Trina. I'm gonna put it on blast. Sister Trina, blessed me with a beautiful gift. It's my new jacket, which we're in the process of reorganizing everything. So I have to bring it back out because this weather has been really warm lately. Let's talk about globalization. Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. I was actually gonna try to wear the jacket tonight just to let y'all know, right? Let's be transparent for a minute. But the weather is so weird because it's been warm as I don't know what, and I gotta have fans on and stuff. I live in the city, like I live in New York, so I don't have, the AC like we do in Florida and stuff. But either way, it is warm. Why is it warm again? Excuse me, Kanye will comment about that very soon, about the globalization effects and why we're so warm and it's supposed to be very close to the winter time. I don't want it to start snowing today or tomorrow. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, why is the weather presently, hold on guys, okay, in New York City right now, 56, but tomorrow today it was 67, and tomorrow it'll be in its 60s, and we're going into November. I'm not going to get into that topic because I know big brother is watching. If you all know what that means, big brother is watching, and I don't want to ruffle any feathers, and I don't need anybody. Yes, 76. There you go, sis. We working 76 shares. We working, sis. That's what we do. And we already got how many comments? Mad comments already. 32 comments already. And we had like mad people watching on Instagram as well. So we're building and we're growing. And Sister Trina, thank you so much for your support. Sister Pam, thank you so much for your support. Cortez Wright, my brother, Cortez Rice. I was hoping that you would come up and comment as well. I saw that you loved the show earlier today, this evening when we got started. So thank you so much for loving and liking the show. But I was hoping that you would come on. Kel, thank you so much, Big Bro, for like being a part. Mr. G, thank you so much for being a part. Tylisha, aka Queen Ocean, thank you so much for being a part tonight. And for all of you whom you watch, behind the scenes and don't say anything to, we love you, irregardless if you're not saying anything. So thank you so much. And with that being said, your girl Aniya A has got to go. Y'all keep me in prayer because, like I said, I had a hard week, and soon I will share another part of my week with you guys. So by next week, I'll be able to divulge more information in regards to what I went through this week. But I did get some good news finally. Finally, I got a little piece of good news this past week. I got a little piece of good news in regards to my business and the work that I do. Finally, finally, because I put in the work. And that's one thing we could take away from Kanye, irregardless of how crazy Kanye West is, irregardless of how crazy Kanye West may seem to appear, the man does his work. So if you're just signing on or tuning in, go back and watch this whole thing again so you can hear the commentaries of my sis Samantha BYAM of BYAM Entertainment, and you could hear the rest of the comments of the community talking about Kanye West this evening. And again, thank you all so much. We love you, and I'll be back live soon. Hugs and kisses. Ciao for now. Bye.